Alright, this is a tutorial for creating or exporting your app to Android device using Windows. So if you're using Mac, you have to follow different tutorials. This is only for Windows. So the first thing we need to do is we need to install Java. So you need to check whether your computer have already installed Java or not. Then you need to go to this website. You can just Google for it. You Google for Java SDK. So the latest version of the SDK is SDK 9, right? But we're not going to download 9. I have tried using 9 and it gives a lot of problem during export, lots of error. So when I tested with 8, it works fine. So to put you guys on the safe side, let's just download SDK 8. So type that in, and you can see this website, Java SE Development Kit 8 download. Click on that. And there you go. So you want to download the Java SE Development Kit, so Java JDK. Accept the license, and you want to download for the version of your computer. Mine is 64-bit. Download that, and you're able to download. Okay, so if let's say you are able to download, sometimes it will prompt you to create an account and download. So go ahead and create the account. It's free, and once you have created the account, you can come back to this page and download the file. Right? I think I already logged into this website, but anyway, once you download that, just double click on the file and you can run the installation. So mine is that. So you can see I've already downloaded, tested with 9, but it doesn't work. So just double click, and then it will bring up the installation window. Alright, so we have this installation file. All you need to do is just click next, and next again, remember, so this is the one, the location that you need to take note of. This is where the SDK files are installed. So make sure you remember that. Okay, mine is at C, program files Java, JDK 1.8. So click next and it will start your installation. Right, so it will take a while. We'll continue after if it's done installing. So the next thing you need to do is to download the Android SDK. So if you go to this website, developerandroid.com studio/index.html. So I'm going to paste that. So it'll come to this website. Again, it's developer.android.com/studio/index.html. Right. So type that onto your browser, hit enter, and then you get to this website. And you need to download this Android Studio. It's quite big. It's 1.9 gigabyte. The other option is to download only the command line tools, like what has been suggested in a lot of tutorial website, but I find it that sometimes it doesn't work that well. You need to do additional settings and all. So to make things easier, just download this. Although it's big, it will solve a lot of problems later on. So click download and agree to the term, download, and click save, and it will take a while to download. I already have downloaded mine, so I'm just going to click cancel. You can go ahead and click save, wait a while, and then we will start the installation. Right, so once you have finished downloaded the file, so mine is inside Android. Okay, so this is mine, the studio. You can see that it's 1.9 gig. It took me several minutes to download, but once you have it, just double click to install. Alright, so once the window installation is up, just click next, and then let's just yeah, you can see that this is the Android SDK that we really want, but I'm just going to install everything. Space required is 5.1 gigabytes, so it's quite big, but never mind. Just install that, and take note where is your SDK is going to be installed. So on mine is going to be user app data local Android SDK, so I need to know that this is my location, right? I'm just going to copy that to my notepad. Don't know if I'm going to use this or not later on, but just going to save it. So it will take a while to install, and once it's finished, we'll continue. So after you have done installing Android Studio, just open it and you want to go here, configure, click that, and you can see this SDK manager. Click on that and you'll see this window. Alright, so this is what we want to do. Initially, we should have this Android 8.0 only selected. Right, so if we want to build for other version of Android, we need to tick that as well. Right, so this needs to be checked. So depending on what type of Android device you want to build for. So in Unity later on, we'll have an option. Okay, never mind, let me show. So this is the name card program. So in Unity, when we go to build setting, player settings, and on the other settings, if you scroll down, you can see that there's a minimum API level. So this is the minimum build device or target device that we want to target. So you can see that it started from 4.1 Jelly Bean up to 7.1. Okay, so that's the minimum. And then of course we want to target the latest install, so we always choose this for target API level. But for minimum, you have the option to choose whether to make it 7.1 or lower. So this is definitely depending on your device. So let's say your device that you want to test on is running Jelly Bean or KitKat. Okay, so you need to make sure that this build platform is being installed. So this is where, when you go to here to the Android Studio and the Android SDK, you need to make sure you check that Jelly Bean. This is it. Okay, so for me, I have already checked a lot of different variants. I have an older Android as well, so that's why I tick quite a lot. But if let's say you don't have a KitKat Android version at home or to test for, you don't need to select all the older version. The minimum can be Lollipop, for example. So totally up to your device. But once you have made your selection, you want to click apply, and then it will install all the necessary files, right? And that's it. Under SDK, you don't need to, I think you don't need to do anything here. So I'll show you a file that you need to copy over to your folder. But as far as the installation is concerned, this is the one that you need to make sure it is downloaded. Right? Click apply. Once it's finished installing, just click OK and you're done. Alright, so that's for Android Studio. So we have done Java installation. We have done the Android Studio installation that contained the Android SDK. And now we continue with a minor tweak that we need to do. Right, so we'll continue after this. Alright, so next thing that we need to do is to download this file, this zip file, tool underscore r25.2.5 slash windows, sorry, dash windows.zip. So you need to download this file. I'll share the link in the description. So all you need to do is download and extract. So when you extract, you'll see this folder, tools. You want to copy that folder, and then you will need to go to your Android installation, not your Java, your Android. So mine is under users, under C, user. You can remember when we install, it will show us where is our SDK, Android SDK. So make sure you take note of that. So this is basically the location. So it goes to users. We go back and then run zip. and then it's app data. If you don't see the app data, you need to change the view setting to make sure you view all the hidden files. It's under here. And what else? There you go. Hidden items you need to check. Right? So app data, local, and Android. And then there's SDK. Right. So you see I already done a bit of tweaking. What I did is the actual tools folder, I've renamed it to something else, and then I basically paste the one that we have, we unzip from the zip file and put it here, right? So if you don't want to do this, what you need to do is just basically delete the tool folder and copy over the new one that we have to this folder, and that's it. Okay, and now we're going to go to Unity. So we have installed our Java, we have installed our Android, we have replaced the tools folder in our Android SDK with our with a different one that we have downloaded. Now it's setting up Unity project. So I'm going to go to File, Build Setting. This will come up. First thing you need to do is to make sure that your scene is being inserted into this build setting. So what you need to do, mine is already here. What you need to do is you have your scene here currently open. You click Add Open Scene, and you'll see your scene name listed here. And that's it. The next thing you want to do is to make sure you change your platform to Android. Initially, you should choose PC, Mac, and Linux standalone. So you click Android, and then you click Switch Platform. So after it has done switching, you'll see just only this. This will be grayed out. And next is you need to go to Player Settings. Player Settings will bring up this window. Okay, so now we're going to set up this window. From the top, you can see that company name, I've changed mine to Ajib. Product name, this is basically your app name. And scroll down. Under identification, you want to change this to something that is recognizable. Mine is com.ajib, which is company name, .namecard, which is the app name. Alright, and then you can see here, this is the minimum API level. I've set mine to Android 5 Lollipop at the moment. The maximum is 7.1, and target API is automatic. Right, so you can do that as well. If your minimum API Android is, let's say you don't have Lollipop, the only device that you have is probably higher, then you can put 7.1 is fine. Okay, but whatever you put, make sure you have the SDK installed in the Android Studio that that I shown you before. So that's basically it. So once you have that, the rest just leave it as is. You might want to compare your setting with mine here, but basically this is all default. And that's it. We're done with that. So that's the build setting. Next is we want to go to Edit, and then Preference. Under Preference, you want to go to External Tools, and then you scroll down. You want to define these two field, SDK and JDK. SDK is your Android SDK. Remember, it's in this folder, this location. Okay, this is mine. You have to make sure you double check what's yours. So you're going to browse to that location. Razif is user Razif app data local Android SDK. Right, then it's like that. And then for your JDK, this is your Java. So you want to browse to your JDK Java folder. Mine is at C program files Java JDK 1.8. Okay, if you go to Java, you can see there's a lot of folder here, but this is JRE, not JDK. So you want to choose JDK. Select folder, and that's it. Another thing that you need to make sure that you are all set up with your devices is that you need to adjust some setting on your tablet. You need to make sure that you have activated the developer mode. One thing is that I have my tablet connected to my computer via using USB, right? So make sure that's connected, and then you can see that in my tablet here I have developer option. So if you don't see this, you need to go to about device, and then you can scroll down to build number. So all you need to do is tap this build number area for several times. I think it's 7 to 9 times. So when you as you keep on tapping, you can see that I already have developer mode on, so I don't need to do it anymore. But what you can do is just keep on tapping on the build number several times, and then you should see it will say that the developer option is on or it's active, and then you see this icon. Okay, and then you want to make sure that USB debugging is checked. Then you scroll down. You don't want any tight security settings here. I think that should be it. Okay, now you're done. So that's done. Next is, oh, you need to go back to Unity. There's one thing I forgot to do. Under build setting, player setting, if you scroll down under other settings, you want to set the install location to automatic. Alright, so this will make sure that nothing is wrong during the installation. So once you're done, you want to create build and run. If you create build, it will only create the APK files, right? What you can do with the APK file is that you can transfer to any devices. So you can give it to your friend, they can copy over to their device and find the APK file in their device and install it. But if you want to preview directly to your device while you are doing it, again, make sure USB cable is connected. You click build and run. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to save it to Unity Android. Just replace because I've already done it before. And then it will start building, and then it will look for your device. Alright, so we're in. So now that's my tablet. It's on. Okay, so where's my name card? Okay, that's my name card. And you can see that's my queue. Oops. Right, so it works. So you can, when you manage to preview on your device, you can basically take out the cable, it will still run it. You can also exit the app. Let's say if I close the app, I can still find it in my tablet. There you go. The last one, you can see Vuforia name card. If I tap that, it will just launch it again. So basically, it will install it on your tablet automatically. Right, so that's it. You can start trying and see if, whether there's any error or not. Sometimes my build, the way I have my setup might be a bit different from yours. We have different computers. Sometimes it will give weird problems, so you might want to test this as quickly as possible.